Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for being so patient here. I'm really surprised that you guys let members talk as long as they want without any rules. But good for you, and I appreciate your service for doing that. I appreciate this panel for being
We just
succinct.
instituted a time limit.
Yeah, you should, because I will be brief. Okay, let's talk about what the issue is and then why I'm even here, because a version of this bill did already make it into the base text, but there was a problem here, and that's what I want to talk to you all about today. So the underlying bill, worth noting, we've already voted this out in last year's NDAA. It died in conference with the Senate. This is about using psychedelic or studying psychedelic treatments via clinical trials in the Department of Defense. Psychedelic treatments to treat PTSD, to treat TBIs. It is shown to be very effective. There's a lot of evidence that it is effective. There have been previous studies, but we need to study it more. We need to understand it so that it can be applied properly to service members who are truly suffering. The outcomes are unbelievable. There's a lot of support for this bill. The chairman of HASC supports it, Chairman Rogers. There's a wide variety of Democrats and Republicans that support it. Of course, I support it. Now, why are we here? We're here because in May, I introduced a standalone bill to create this funding and then worked closely with members of the Armed Services Committee. I attended the House Armed Services Committee Member Day, received very positive feedback. Chairman Rogers supports it. So you'd think that we wouldn't need to be here today because a version of it already made it into the base text of the NDAA. But I said a version, not the one I proposed. At the last minute, committee staff on HASC unilaterally, and without the authorization of the chairman, insisted that changes be made to significantly weaken the bill. They stripped all the funding out of it. They did this the day of the NDAA markup, changed the language to require just a study, which can be interpreted a number of ways, not a clinical trial, not outlining exactly how this should be done. They stripped all that out before we could get to it, and they managed to make that into the markup. So now we have to be here to push for an amendment that pushes this, that makes this bill whole again, that makes it the same one that we all voted out of the NDAA last year together as a House, to make sure that there's $15 million in funding so that this actually happens, and to make sure that it's specific, that it is specifically indicated that clinical trials be used so that we can truly understand these therapies and save the lives of veterans. And I truly mean that, save the lives. I have countless testimonies where veterans were completely hopeless. They were on 25 different types of pills a day, multiple suicide attempts, veterans and service members, active duty, and did one day of this treatment and were cured. Cured of their drug addiction, cured of their PTSD, cured of the inner demons that haunt them. This is a really amazing stuff that we have to study and put the work towards. I urge you to please make this in order, and then we'll vote it out of the House, and I yield back pending your questions. Thank you.